Alright, last time, Doom Guide Yovir Glandon at Valhingen Graveyard had hired us to check out some catacombs beneath Flan and had sent a guide along with us named Casset. As we set out into the catacombs, we first encountered this one room with all sorts of like drawings and such on the wall depicting history of the place, and including a map of a really rough map of the catacombs. We found a door in a chamber that had like some sort of like device for lowering dead down to a lower level. We decided to leave that alone and continue on our way. We passed through a Then we passed through a corridor that had all sorts of trapped and locked tombs along the sides. We decided to leave those alone. Then we came to a door that led to a branching passageway, where we followed that for a little while and found a pit with all sorts of bones in it, and with like very little room to traverse along the sides of it. So Omi went first, hammering some pitons into the wall so that the rest of the party could make it across easier. From there, we wandered into the next room, which was like a really smelly, dank room that had several bodies on the ground. And as we got further into the room, these bodies turned out to be ghouls, which arose and attacked the party. Shem was managed to turn most of them using his clerical powers, and however, one of the ghouls was unlike the others, and it really like did some work on Markesh, including biting him in the arm and inflicting him with some sort of strange disease. The party decided from there that we would go back to the entry chamber and send Casset for some help so we could fix whatever was wrong with Markesh's arm, and the party decided to take a short rest in the meantime. That's where we ended.
Very nice recap. Give yourself an inspiration for that. In fact, why don't you everybody take an inspiration for tonight, and we'll continue on. So, where we left off was you guys wanted to, while in the upper catacomb here, you guys wanted to go down to the, if I'm not mistaken, you wanted to go to the upper echelon chamber, or the the chamber that these first families of Flan that had all of these small chambers and this corridor that descended down the stairs. Now I think that's what you guys wanted to do while Casset was going to get this cleric that she had known that could possibly cure this Daracool disease that Marcus had, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So when we're finishing this up, Omi's going to say, "Come on, guys! I know this is a setback, but think of everything we've been through together. Remember the pirate ship? How we beat the odds and managed to come through that? Remember?" And I'll tell the story of the battle and how it occurred and everything. And I'm using my new inspiring leader feat to get everyone pumped up for what's ahead.
Pumped up, I love it.
And that basically gives everyone in the party 7 temporary hit points.
Very good.
Yeah, so what I wanted them to do while I waited for Casset and the cleric to come back was to search maybe 1 or 2 or more, however long they thought they could get of those 10 cells down to the south, and see if we can't get a little bit of additional treasure out of this trip.
I see Markesh going towards those. I say, "Markesh, hold off. Those were trapped with some serious traps on them."
Yeah, I'm not going down there. I'm staying up here waiting for.
It's worthy of another look, I believe.
All right, I'll go take another look at these crypts, see if we missed anything the first time.
All right. Yeah, all of these crypts have, these locked iron gates, and within each one of these crypts, there were these basically scenes of normal everyday life. You know, richly dressed people, all that good stuff. But remember, the one strange thing about all these dioramas was it was skeletons instead of, you know, normal everyday humans or elves or dwarves. These were all richly dressed skeletons, which was actually kind of unique about it.
I'll go down the corridor and taking a look at each one and see if there's any differences between any of them, or if they all look kind of similar.
Yeah, they're all similar. You know, these are all basically the first families of Flan. All of these crypts here. But they all have these iron doorways. So if you guys want to break into these, I mean, it's not a problem, because as you know, you're kind of looking at it, the lock isn't of a high quality, so it would, you know, you would be able to get these open rather easily.
What kind of trap were on these?
What kind of what now?
In the last session, you told me that these were trapped.
Yeah, there was a like a ward on all of these cells, on all of these different chambers. You could tell that it was one of arcane. You know, plus the physical lock, of course.
Hey, Chief, or I mean, Shen, these have some kind of magical trap on them. I really think we should leave these alone, or if we absolutely have to check them out, maybe check them out later. But I think not. I think we could get hurt really badly if we tried messing with these.
You know, as you're looking through these different chambers, there are, you know, pieces of jewelry and, you know, other bits and pieces that would probably be worth something.
I would agree with you, Omi. It's probably not worth getting our eyebrows burn off at this particular time. Maybe on our way out.
I've dealt with a lot of traps before, but I've never dealt with anything magical, so this could be just about anything.
Yeah, so as you guys are kind of going back and forth talking about it, all of a sudden a mouth appears over the lock, which you know, where you were kind of checking it out, and then this mouth that appears says, "That's a good idea, friend. You better think twice on what you're going to do." And then he says, "Your trespass has been noticed and has been noted."
I make a loud eek noise and quickly jump back against the wall.
But like I said, you can see all kinds of different trinkets and whatnot that will probably be worth some money.
I like my eyebrows right where they're at. Thank you.
It's a little magic mouth.
Fiddlenaz is actually going to take a look up and try to use his arcane knowledge to try to see if he can determine what kind of magic's on it.
Sure. Give me a check, please. Just a Arcana check. Yeah, not bad. You could possibly, you know, that it's like a magical. Each one of these catacombs has a magical mouth spell or a rune that's basically infused on the back of the lock. And if any kind of like implementation, thieves' tools, anything like that, is to go into the lock and start messing around, that's when these magic mouths. But as you can see with your check, this isn't any kind of like rune that's going to explode and cause these are like just magical mouths to kind of deter you from opening the lock. That's what you're able to tell.
From what I can see on these, it doesn't look like they're harmful. It's more of a warning.
Are you sure about that, Fiddleness?
From what I can see, yes.
That's right, and your trespass has been noted as well, my friend.
Oh, shut up.
as the little mouth opens up and appears above the lock.
What do you think, Shen?
It's worthy to check out maybe one, see if there's anything inside one, and for our efforts before we check out the others. Or see if there's anything in one that would warrant checking out the others, you know what I'm saying? If
Okay.
it's for one or two trinkets.
All right, guys, stand back. I'm gonna, just in case Fiddle Naz is wrong about this door, I'm gonna try to open up the door then.
Sure, get your thieves' picks out. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, very nice. You get the lock open. It pops open rather easily. Your skill set is quite precise with those tools there, Omi.
As Omi pulls out his tools to start working on the door, you notice that the back of all of his lockpicks are spoon-shaped.
When you failed your check, I was hoping to play that song "Click Click Boom." So you get that lock open, and you're able to find about 40 gold pieces worth of jewelry in this catacomb.
Hey, Shen, there are some valuables in here. I want to check it out. Is there anything like besides gold value-wise noteworthy?
And that rune is no longer on the back of that lock also. It's
Okay.
vanished.
Yeah, there's about, I don't know, about 40 gold pieces worth of stuff in here, Shen. What do you think?
I think it would probably be worthy of us checking out the rest of the catacombs. But I don't know if we want to loot the grave sites right this moment because the Doom Giver's coming back.
I just have bad memories about the time we took those platinum pieces and that ghost started haunting me. You remember that?
I vaguely recall the tale, yes.
No, I don't want that to happen to me again.
Well, if you're scared, I'll take those.
All right, so we'll put the 40 gold worth of jewelry into the party sheet, and we'll deal with that stuff towards the end of the session. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, so a little bit of time has gone by. Do you guys want to take care of the rest of these catacombs, or what?
I think one is probably good for now. We don't want to make too much suspicion on us.
Okay, and what are you doing? As you kind of pilfer this catacomb out. What are you guys going to be doing to? Afterwards. Because remember, you have Cassett coming back down.
Right, so...
And you remember what Cassett had told you, and what she had been saying the whole time you guys had been down there, so...
Yeah, do not take anything from the graves.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely want to leave them looking as undisturbed as possible and shut and lock the gate.
Okay, so you're going
back.
to... Alright,
Yep.
so you're going to snap the lock back and stuff like that. Alright, I got you.
Yep.
Yeah, trying to cover our tracks.
Okay. And there's some other trinkets and whatnot throughout these other catacombs as you guys are kind of looking and stuff. So, yeah, there's some more stuff in there. So don't forget about those. If you want them, you don't have to loot these things or what. But all right. So Cassett gets back. Cassett is with a couple of individuals. The first is a half elf. And she appears to have some type of arcane knowledge with the, all of the how she actually looks. So, if you want to go ahead and introduce your character, Golden Trinkets, nice name. And she has actually come back with this half elf, female half elf, and also one of the other acolytes has come down as well.
All right. Am I? Did I come from the north there?
You came
Yep.
from wherever you wanted to come. Yep, exactly. Yep. Yeah, from the
Okay,
north.
okay, I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
All right, what do I see in front of me? Who are these guys next to me that I came with?
Well, Cassett has, as everyone comes back down the stairs, Cassett, the female acolyte beside you, she introduces you to Markish, she introduces you to Nas, to Shen of the Finn, and to Omi Barton. And then she tells you to look out for Omi Barton because he likes to play spoons all the time and take his clothes off. So she tells you to be wary of this individual. So basically, she's introducing you as basically helpers of Doom Guide Yovir Glandon, and they're down here trying to take care of this problem with the undead. So I guess you were looking for adventure. You had found the Doom Guide, and then the Doom Guide in turn has introduced you to Cassett. Cassett has now introduced you to everyone else. Well, there's a half-orc in the party that looks like he's under a little bit of distress. You know, sort of like a pale half-orc, sweat running down his face and stuff. While Cassett tells you, Marcus, that this gentleman here, one of the other Doom Guides, has the skill to cure you. You're going to, and you know, he introduces himself and as another Doom Guide, and he tells you that if it's the Deracul fever that he is familiar with, then you're going to need some higher magic, another spell to be put on you, and it's going to be greater restoration. And he tells you all the components, my friends. This is a very very costly spell to procure all of the materials for, not only to cast it, but seeing that you're helping the Doom Guide, I am willing to give you a bargain basement price to remove this curse from you, this Terracool fever. Normally it would be about 450 gold to cleanse this sickness out of you, but seeing that you're helping take care of all of the undead, will only charge you 50 gold.
Done. I'm in severe pain. Get this shit out of me.
So he says, okay, we'll perform the ritual in the preparing chamber. So he comes over here, he brings you to the table, lies you down. You know, he puts all of these waxes and candles up around you, and performs a ritual, shuts the door. Nobody else can go in, and he is in there with you for about 20 minutes, and then he prepares this ritual and then gives you a greater restoration. So you can almost immediately feel the effects as it seems like the sickness is leaving your body. And you could even, as he's performing this ritual and he was doing his chanting and incantations, you actually kind of almost saw like this black mist come out of your mouth and through your nostrils into this chamber pot that he was holding over you, with this, all of these sweet smelling aromas and all this, spices and whatnot. And you thought you could see this black smoke kind of leaving your mouth and your nostrils. Quite creepy. But you immediately feel the effects of the spell, and you're feeling much better.
Excellent.
All right, cool.
And
While
you
we're doing
too
that-
can have a Pope hat for $29.95.
How you doing in there, Marcus?
Oh, significantly better.
Yeah, the Doom Guide opens the door back up and says, "It has been done. Your friend should be feeling better now."
I think he clawed me on my shoulder, so I'll be kind of rubbing it a little bit, making sure no loss of mobility, things like that. Certainly feel much better.
All right. So
Hoping I'll run into another one of those
Nice.
bastards.
Yeah, no doubt, right? It's that 5e Tome of Beasts, I tell you. Okay, so what do you guys think? Cass is back with you. The Doom Guide takes off. You have a new traveling companion named Golden Trinkets. What do you guys want to
That
do?
we don't know about yet.
Yeah, you don't know about her yet. She's there.
Okay.
You can introduce yourself if
Yeah.
you want to.
All right. So while that's happening, you just see a young elf standing behind Cass. Cassett's the name. Okay. And kind of really wide-eyed and smiling, looking at everyone, just kind of excited, like the first day of the job. And is really excited about the plundering and seeing things. And speaks up and says, "Did someone say something about spoons? I like spoons, but only the shiny ones."
Oh, like these? I pull out a pair.
Oh, how many of those do you have? Are you willing to sell one?
Oh, I'll let here. You can have one. Here, I walk
Oh,
over and
have
give
one.
you one. Here you go. Actually, you need
Free?
two if you need two if you're gonna play. You want to learn how to play?
Actually, I probably need 4.
Or you gonna play with both hands?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I got plenty in here. You can go. Here you go. I'll hand you 4 spoons.
As you look at her, you can probably guess what she might do with these spoons, because on her... Right, that's funny. Because on her outfit, she has some fine clothes, really well dressed, but everywhere on her body she has little trinkets and things tied to her clothes and armor all over.
Okay. Okay.
As she grabs a spoon, she starts trying to knit one into her suit.
Nice.
But it's not
Only has
the
groupie.
type of, tin cans being pulled behind a car down the road sort of thing. Everything's tied on her clothes.
Not the just married look. I mean,
All right. Oh, thanks for the spoons. And she looks over at the next guy.
I'm gonna look at Cass and say, "What the hell kind of thing have you brought us?"
And the one with the spoon, the one that just gave her the spoon, she says, "And you're Almi, right?"
Yep. My name is Omi Barton. Yeah, you've heard of my Spoon the World tour?
I have not.
You've not? Well, you're gonna have to make my next show. Make sure you get a free pass. See, here's a pic. Oh, actually, I have a poster, extra poster in my backpack. Here you go.
fresh off the print, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did a Spoon the World tour one time, too. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. Maybe you heard of it?
No, someone did a Spoon the World tour before.
Yeah, sure. I
No.
invented it.
You invented it.
Yeah,
No.
that's okay. I mean, you can continue doing it. You could just pay me, like, some royalties. Maybe 10%. 10%'s okay, right?
I'm gonna lean over to Shannon and say, "I'm starting to like her."
Nice,
Yeah,
Almi.
I think she will fit right in.
How about free admission to all my shows?
Fiddlenose goes ahead and kind of slides away from the shoe
Well-
I'm sitting here.
Yeah, as your manager, I would definitely be able to get into the show for free.
Well, you know what? I don't have a manager yet, and
Well, you do now.
some interesting with some of the things that have happened in the past. You know what? A manager might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, and who better than the person who invented the Spoon the World show?
Okay, you're hired.
Excellent.
But if madam, if your first job is if anything gets thrown at me, you need to get in the way of it.
All right, so that will be 10% for the royalties for using the Spoon the World show, and then another 15% for my agent's fees.
Okay, now now we're talking too much. 10% is where 10% is enough. Don't get greedy now.
No, that's just for the royalties. Come on. I mean, if I'm going to act as your agent, I have to be paid for that too.
How about another 10%?
I say, all right, let's 20% across the board.
Yep. Deal.
Oh,
Oh,
and And I will, well, say 18%, for the spoons.
Okay. And if you're in charge, if Madame Friona starts coming after me with anything, you're in charge of taking care of her.
She'll pay too.
And paying all his bail fees.
And that too.
Expenses are not included. Expenses are separate.
Woohoo, guys, I got a manager now.
Just what you needed.
Yes, exactly what you need.
She kind of rubs right past you and comes over to this next guy. Hello, I am Golden Trinkets, and what is your name?
I'm Shin of the Fin.
Shin of the Fin.
Sailor by trade.
Do you have spoons also?
No, I have no spoons.
Oh. What's your name, sir?
Golden trinkets. I am Markesh.
Markesh, nice to meet you.
Continue to keep on getting a little ways away from the group.
Oh, so I'm taking it this other guy's the only one with the spoons.
You can go ask Fiddlenose over there.
No.
Shied away. He's a real warm and friendly folk when you get to know him a little bit better.
Just right quick, when I look at Ami and Shen and Markesh, what do they look like? Ami, what do you look like?
Omi is really skinny. His face looks like exactly like you see in the photo on the in his little mini photo up top there. He's like extremely skinny, like shaggy skinny. He wears kind of loose-fitting, baggy clothing, but he kind of pulls it off in a charming sort of manner.
Hollister. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Do you have any weapons that you're holding or sheathed?
He's got carrying a short sword and a dagger, and he's got a short bow over his shoulder, and he's got a large pocket full of spoons.
He's an expert marksman, that's for sure.
And when I look at Shin, what do I see?
Shin's human. Got a really dark tan from spending all the days that he spent out to sea, wearing chainmail armor and
salty.
carrying a warhammer.
Oh, okay. And look at Markesh.
Yeah, Markesh is a fighter by trade, but half orc. Fairly well armored, shield on his back or on his side. Quite a different array of weapons on his back and on his belt.
And his color's finally starting to come back to him now, too.
Yeah, kind of rubbing out my shoulder, making sure nothing's just working out the kinks. Greater restoration's nice, but it doesn't fix everything, you know.
When you look at the Golden Trinkets, she is smaller than the typical elf. Just under 5 feet tall, real skinny.
I've seen half elves before, but what is it you do by trade, Golden Trinkets? Besides collect spoons from hapless.
Oh, I'm an entrepreneur.
It sounds that way. You just took on my friend Omi for 18% of his useless shows.
Wait, what do you mean useless?
Oh, you haven't heard him. It's fine. I'm sure you'll make it silly.
There'll be a profit one of these days.
Yeah.
Tell me what do you mean?
18% of a
useless?
loss is not helpful, right?
If it's 18% of the loss, then you have to pay 18%.
No.
That's how management works, right? Yeah, Omi's getting about ready to. You didn't really tell her anything about how well you play those things. The old man's better to get a knife in the back than a clap for a spoon show.
Hey, that wig accident wasn't my fault. That could have happened to anybody.
Yeah, sure could have.
Hey, there was another guy. Where'd he go?
He's a bit shy. I think he's probably just keeping a lookout for the dead that are creeping around this place. You know, Cassid, you guys really have a damn problem around here, you know.
And what problem is that, Markesh?
The fact that you've got undead crawling over this damn place, and you know there's some pretty bad mothers around there.
Well, that's why we have all of you here. Oh, and look who just popped up. It's Kalash. Hey, Kalash.
Hi guys, how are you?
Cal, you finally woke up and made it out to work.
Yeah, tell me about it. The other week was awful.
So, did you find anything else out while I was gone getting the other Doom Guide? Did you keep your hands off of all of the sarcophaguses in here? Should I go checking them one by one to make sure everything is still legitimate?
Well, do you know where all the undead are? Because we need to make sure
No.
that's clear.
Not past the stairwell, and she pulls out the keys. I've got the Doom Guide's keys. We can get down into the lower catacombs now.
Excellent.
All right, let's head that way, guys.
Now,
Before-
before we head that way, I don't Omi. We did find a way down that isn't down the stairs. Do we want to think about taking a different route, or just kind of going down the right way with the stairs?
Look at
Well-
Miles hiding around the corner.
Let's go ahead and check out the stairs here first, because that is the. Let's make sure. When was the thing that you go up and down with set at the top? It's not at the bottom,
I think it's just a rope.
or is it just a rope?
What are you
Let's
talking about
just,
in the banquet hall over here?
Yeah.
In that ladder, like the stairway or whatever, wellway, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
She says yes. This is where there's like a block and tackle. You know what I mean? Where all of the bodies are. This is like a 10 by 10, sort of like a drop chamber where. Cassett told you last time that this is where all the bodies are prepared. The bodies are lowered down to the chamber below. The bodies are prepped. They're put back up, and then they're put on this table, and this is where the banquets are held for all of the dead.
Well, unless something can climb up that pit, or whatever it is, we're not gonna. They're probably not gonna be able to get us from behind. So, I'd say let's go check out this other way first.
Well,
And so just to check, talking with Cassett,
yes.
if we're down there and we need a quick way up, would that be a feasible route to go?
Are you
Or do
talking
we-
about inside of the banquets, just where you were cured of your wounds, Marcus?
Yeah.
This
If
is-
if we follow our way down into this basement, into the lower pieces of this catacombs, if we come across some trouble and need to find a quick route up, would we be able to use that, or do we need to set it at a certain condition? Does it need to be lowered down
I
while
don't
we're
think
here,
so.
or what?
I think the preparing chamber, the preparation chamber, it's only one way in and out, and it's via this well here. I don't think it goes into the lower depths of the catacomb. I just think it's the gate. That's why the Doom Guide, I had informed him that we had ran into a couple of ghouls, and he gave me the keys to unlock the lower part of the catacomb so we could enter that. But as for the preparing chamber here, it's just a small room. I've never been down in there, but I know that it does exist, and I don't think there's any. As I've looked at and she comes over to the wall where this makeshift, the map of the entire complex. She says it doesn't look like. She's kind of pointing. She goes, I think this is it here. It doesn't look like there's any chamber, but I mean, we can go down and take a look if you want to. But I think the only way down is by the stairwell.
All right.
Before we head down the stairs, Shin's going to cast aid on some party members as well to help in any temporary calamities that we may encounter.
Sure thing. So, Shen, how long does this bless spell last?
8 hours. Aid, not bless.
Aid. I'm sorry, aid. Yes. And this, let's see, this bolsters your allies with toughness and resolve. You choose up to 3 characters, and their hit point maximum is increased by 5. Very nice.
So I will put it on Markesh. I will put it on Golden Trinkets. Want to take care of the new guy or the new girl. And I will also put it on myself.
Oh, tingly.
I think you'll have to go into your max hit points on your character sheet, adjust it manually.
Up 5, right?
Yep.
Yes,
That
so
is correct.
5.
Yep. I've got that wrote down also, and then we'll after this ends, I'll remind you.
Gotta make sure to take it off.
All right. So,
All right, so Cassie can lead the way and get us unlocked, right?
sure, yeah, she leads you all the way to the stairwell that goes down. We had kind of talked about that last
One thing
session.
first.
And there is, as you guys descend down 2 different flights of stairs, there is a locked iron gate here. And she pulls
Waiting at the gate for everybody to finally make it here.
Yep. And she pulls out the key ring, and she's like fiddling around with the keys, going through about 20, 30 different keys as everybody's making their way down to the bottom here. And then she says, I finally found the correct key. And then she unlocks it. You hear the lock pop open, and she swings the gate open. And to kind of touch base to where we're at, where this passage, 10-foot wide passage, does descend down a couple flights of shallow, very rickety looking stone steps, and there is a statue that is in the middle of this chamber. And last time, I think it was it Shen who actually did the religion check to find out that this was the ancient god called Jurgle?
Yes.
And this is, Jurgle was an ancient deity that is basically was in charge of recording and keeping the records of all of the dead, and actually guarding all of the tombs of the dead too. So Jurgle, an ancient deity, you were able to determine that was the statue. And these stairs descend down a couple flights of stairs. As, like I said, the platform and the statue dominate this 30-foot long rectangular room. And, all right, you guys start to descend down. So it looks like Nas is the first one down. Cassid is right behind you, clinging on to your cloak. As you descend down, she also descends down as well.
Don't forget to check for traps, Fiddle Nas.
Right.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
Man, I saw the new guy come in, or was new to me, Kalash.
Mhm.
And he started speaking to everyone else like he knew them, so at first I thought it was a new guy, but I guess he wasn't. He seemed to know everyone else.
Greetings. Yes, my name's Kalash. Pleased to meet you.
I am Gold and Trinkets. When I look at Kalash, what does Kalash look like?
I am. Looks kind of humanish. Let me pull it back up.
He's got to look at his...
Human?
No, I've got kind
He's
of
very shy.
black hair, silvery eyes.
Oh.
Kind of seems to radiate a very faint light from my body.
I love it. He had to
Oh,
look at
light
his
from your whole body?
Good to see you, Cal.
It's been a few weeks.
That's no problem. I love it.
All
right.
well,
So Shen and Fizzlenot, as you guys are getting acquainted with one another, really quickly as Kalash and also Golden Trinkets are talking with one another, why don't Shen and also Nas give me an acrobatics check? If you don't have acrobatics, just give me dexterity. And I'm going to have to do the same thing as well with Casset. Because as all of you guys are starting to, go down these stairs. Oh wow! So Fizz, you're good to go. You're actually strategically stepping on all these loose rocks and pieces of wood, and Shen is just barreling on down along with Casset in tow, hanging on to you. And as Shen and Casset get close to you, all of a sudden, the entire staircase just kind of breaks. And Omi, you're here as well, so you need to do a acrobatics check also. And Kelash and Golden Trinkets and Marcus, you guys are back. As you guys are getting closer to the stairs, all of a sudden these things just give away, and then all of a sudden 4 of your counterparts, your allies, have fallen down this stairwell. Except for, also so does Nas as well. So let's give you guys a little bit of damage as you guys are, basically sliding down with all of this rock and all of this debris. You're going to take a little bit of damage. So if you failed your check, you're going to take 6 bludgeoning damage. So Cassett will take it, as will Shen, as well Omi. So add 6 wounds onto your sheets for me, please. And you will only take 3, Nas, because you were successful. So you still take a little bit of damage. And now all of you guys are down here basically at the bottom of the well as you've bounced off the walls and all that other stuff. Now, as for the other party members, you guys...
We try and climb down carefully.
Exactly. You guys would be able to, because there's a lot of rubble and whatnot, so you're going to have to do an acrobatics check going down all of the debris and whatnot. So if you 3 want to give me checks as well, and that would be Markish, Kelash, and Golden Trinkets, and we'll see how you guys do. Kelash, you scurry your way down there, not a problem. You can avoid taking any kind of slides. As well with you, Markesh, you're good.
So you want a dex save?
Yep, that would. No, actually, I want a acrobatics check. If you can give me an
okay.
acrobatics. So if you don't have acrobatics, just do dex. Just do a dex check.
We took the express steps down.
Yeah, you did. So Kel, you're down. Golden Trinkets. Yeah, you're gonna take. You kind of lost your footing a little bit, so you'll take a little bit of damage as well, which will just be the 6 bludgeoning damage because you failed. So. All right, so add 6 wounds onto your sheet. So now we're all down at the bottom of the stairwell, and I will go ahead and open up a little bit of this map for you guys. You guys
guys-
Put on the eyes.
Go ahead. You get down to the bottom of the well. You can still hear the water dripping. It is a very musky smell. You can see that it is complete darkness as well, so whoever doesn't have any kind of vision is going to need to get some, which I think everybody here has it, except for I think Shen doesn't. I think he's one of the humans.
I am a human, but I have my handy...
Oh, you have your goggles. Yeah, there you go. So I think everybody else might be okay, because I know Nas is a dark elf, half elves. Yeah, looks like everybody else can see.
Maybe just Cassett.
Yeah, Cassett. Yeah, she's gonna need a light spell. So, bink, she casts light. Very bright.
Very bright.
20 foot bright, 20 foot dim after that. Now, what you see in front of you as you're down here is everybody's kind of dusting themselves off and coughing out, this gray dust. You see a door that's in front of you, which is straight ahead here. And then there is a chamber on this side that is going back up north. And you can see that this chamber, as you kind of look around the corner, this chamber veers to the right-hand side.
Scout?
Yeah. As I would say, I'm gonna kind of chuckling and laughing at the group that fell, and say maybe you guys want to scout ahead a little slower next time. But who wants to look to see where we're going to be heading?
Fiddle Knots will go ahead and take a look up at the north, see what that goes.
Yeah, I'd like to move over just a little bit, just go toward the front of the group.
Yeah, I'll come with you with my shield.
I unlocked the tokens. You guys can kind of move around. I just kind of wanted to lock them for the rickety stairwell. And you guys, as you guys were descending down, Kel and Trinkets and Marcus, you guys were using all of the hand holes. Well, you were using them as hand holes where all of the planks were kind of put into the wall for the staircase. So you guys really didn't have a problem getting down, except for Golden Trinkets lost her footing and slid down. Like a giant water slide.
Maybe.
Shin looks at Markesh and says, "You're welcome."
Before Fiddlenaz actually makes it up there, he actually kind of looks at Cass and is like, "You shouldn't have grabbed me so hard on the back of my cloak. I would have made it just fine."
Well, you're just such a beastly bulging man. I just wanted to make sure that I was going to be fine, and I'm just a lady, of course. I'm not trying to pull that card out or anything, but I just didn't want to. You do this obviously a lot more than I do. I'm just an acolyte. I'm just a bookworm.
Why are you down here, Cassidy? Why don't you just give us the keys and make sure that you stay safe up top?
Well, it's because the Doom Guide asked me to go with you. I don't want to be down here, but I am an apprentice, and if the Doom Guide asks me to do something, I'm going to do it, no questions asked. I mean, wouldn't you?
Fair enough.
If you were trying to get into the temple? Obviously.
Talking about that, Cassit, I might have a
yes?
job for you.
And what job? But I'm already an apprentice. I don't need a job. I'm taking care of.
Well,
by
what
the
about
temple.
being a full priest?
My time will
I am
come.
looking for a priest for the new multi-faith temple. Maybe you're the person to do the job.
That's blasphemous. What temple is that?
It's the multi-faith temple that's being built in Flan, replacing the old Temple of Bane.
But I'm a
to bring
Kilomerite.
all faiths in.
I can't. I cannot do that. I appreciate the offer, but you know as well as I do that the Doom Guide probably wouldn't go for anything like that.
I'm sure with a bit of persuasion he could be seen to see your wealth in another temple in the town.
I don't
and
know.
have the
He's a
extra
pretty fervent
influence.
Catacombs. You do know that we do have our own temple already, and to worship in another temple in the same town would be blasphemous, would it not?
Not at all, not at all. As long as there's a link to the god in both temples, why would that be blasphemous at all? You're just trying to get to a bigger catchment of people in the town.
Well, you do have a point there, and I'll tell you what, I will consider that. So that could be... Kalash, that could possibly be my quick and accelerated way to priesthood.
Exactly. As long as you're open to other people coming to pray, being a temple of multi-faiths, and open for all faiths to be able to let in.
That's something we'll have to talk about in a little bit. But I'm definitely interested. Now that you mention this, I think I might be interested, possibly. So, Nas, as you peer around this corner, you can see that the chamber goes east about another 30 foot. And there's another door. And then the chamber continues to go north.
All right, relaying that back to.
Right there, where the green line is.
All right, relay that back to the rest of the group. Let them know what's up ahead.
As he's scouting ahead, I want to look at this statue of Jericho. He had some things in his hands, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
They're
they're
part of the
all.
statue.
Yeah, they're part of the statue. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can still give me an inspection roll on that statue if you'd like to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look around, you don't find any kind of hidden compartments or anything like that on it.
Careful, guys. Remember those statues that in that one dungeon we were in that came to life? Keep one eye on this one.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'll go ahead and check the area that I'm going into, make sure there's no kind of traps or anything.
All right. You want to go up to the door and check for traps then?
What are you looking at?
It's a big fucking statue.
It's like the statue, as you're kind of looking at it, Golden Trinkets, it is like a very strange, very tall, thin, four-armed, like a humanoid insectoid. So it's like humanoid with like insectoid features and stuff. And it has 4 arms. In one of the arms, it has nothing in it. In one of the hands is a scroll that's clutched. There's a quill in the second, and a skull in the third. Kind of like lying in the palm of its hand.
Are these real items or just like
No, they're
part
part
of-
of the statue.
okay?
Do you know the story of Jergal?
Sure.
Uh,
That story. I'm pretty sure I know who made up that story. Yeah. How's it go again?
And who would that be? As Casson says. And who would that be, Golden Trinkets?
Oh, I can't remember the name. How's that story go again?
Which story is that?
well, Jergal, I believe. If I'm not, I mean, Cassidy can correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, he was, or it was the god that watched over death, kept records of those who died, and then actually had a falling out and decided to let Kellenvor take over. Not that he was strong enough to do it himself; he had to be given the task.
That's the story that I heard. That's the only thing
Yep.
that I remember of Jergal.
Yep, that's right. You were right.
Jurgal's been kind of slacking. His wards are up walking around again.
What do you see up there, Nas?
He sees
Right,
and then he sees a chamber that's going to the north again.
Hey, I
Alright,
finally get a good look at Nas. I guess that's what everyone is calling him. What does he look like?
What does Nas look
He's-
like? Go for it, Nas. Sorry.
He's a tall, slender, elven features, but you can tell from the color of his skin that he is a dark elf. He keeps most of his features hidden, though, with the hood pulled over his head. And you can see kind of like little sparks of arcane kind of from his eyes, but for the most part, that's all you can really see of him.
Ooh, mysterious. Okay, thank you.
He's shooting lightning out of his eyes. Ooh. So ahead of you, Nas, you have the door, and then as you look to the north, you can see that the 10-foot hallway in front of you opens up into what appears to be a larger room. And inside of this larger room, it appears that there is like a stone obelisk in there also. Because of your dark vision and all, you can see that.
All right. Do I use the investigation for checking for traps?
You can use either investigation or perception, whatever you'd like to use.
Looks like I'll go ahead and use my perception roll that I took.
Okay. So as you're checking out this lock, this door on this lock, and you're, kind of getting out your little mirrors and whatnot, it seems like it's some type of false front. And your hand kind of goes right through the door. And you don't feel any physical type of presence there. And your hand kind of goes through this, like, image of a door.
Okay. This appears to be some kind of an illusion. I'm going to go ahead and check it out with my arcane knowledge and see what kind of illusion.
Okay. Yeah, in fact, I'm not even going to make it because it's such an easy DC that it's just, as you said, it's a sort of like a illusion of a door. very detailed door, and you kind of you can stick your head through the door, and you see that there's a staircase that's descending down about another 20 feet.
I've got a door here that I can basically just walk through. There's a stairwell under past it though.
You wanna check out this other door over here? Or I can.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'm gonna stay here in case we decide to go this way.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye on the statue.
I'll come up to this door, examine it, see if it's locked, check for traps, and take a listen at it.
Yeah, as you're taking a look for it, give me a perception check. And as you're checking out this door, it's actually kind of cracked open already. And you can see with your perception check, even though it was a absolutely shitty roll, Omi, you can see with your dark vision, and plus with Casset behind you and her light spell, you can see that there are footprints on the ground that were previously already there.
I turn around and put my finger to my mouth and say, "Shh, guys, there's footprints over here." Can I see through the crack in the door anymore?
It is a dark room. Yeah, there's no type of light or anything like that, because now this time during the day, and although you're down here anyway, it is pitch black, but it doesn't look like it's a very large room. You kind of peek in the door, and you can see one wall is only about 20 foot.
I come over here and say, "Markesh, I think someone's in here."
Okay.
You can even look up, Omi, and you can see that the ceiling, which is actually higher than what what you're used to seeing in the catacombs, is probably about 40 feet high. And you can see on the ceiling that it's capped with iron gates. And then you can actually see the nighttime sky through the gates.
Oh, well.
Should Cal and I go and check it out?
You want to go? You want to check this one out, or do you want to follow Fiddle Ness? Okay, I guess we're checking this one out.
I look to Cal and say, "You ready?"
After you. After three.
Yeah. Well, is it a single open door, or is it double doors?
It is a single door. It's it's two doors. Yeah, it would kind of open up.
So let's push them open and walk in.
Okay. 1, 2. So Cassis says, "Are we going on 3, or are we going
Go
on
after
3
three.
and 3?
Three,
Or after
then
3? Okay. I'm ready. Cassis ready. All right. So,
1, 2, 3.
so as you guys bust open the door, this is
Shields out, warhammers up, like ready to get some.
ready to get it on. All right. So this room is quite strange, to say the least. This is a 20 by 20 foot room. Like I said, the ceiling's about 40 feet, and you can actually feel a breeze, a nice cool nighttime breeze kind of whisking in through the gates up top, and you can see the moonlit sky up above. Now, on all 4 walls, there are probably about a dozen pairs of shackles that are bolted to the walls. And there's also iron lock boxes that are fastened to the wall. And all of the lock boxes, the lids are open, and protruding out of these lock boxes are a number of wooden stakes. And it looks like somebody has been here, because in the middle of this room there is a length of rope that is attached with a grappling hook up above on the gate. And this floor has a lot of different footprints and whatnot.
Obviously, someone lowered themselves down to try and rob the place.
Yeah. And as you guys start to, move inside of the room and whatnot, your eyes start to focus. You can see that there are a number of piles of what appears to be like corpses in the room. So as everybody starts to move in, all of a sudden these corpses start to move, and you start to hear,
Oh, Christ. That's going to take my warhammer and start hitting heads.
All right.
Not
So
again.
there are a number of corpses, which I will put up right now. It looks like there's a couple in one corner, pretty much all of the different corners. All right.
These are probably the footprints.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here we go. These are the corpses that actually come to life. Looks like there are some zombies, and it looks like there is a ghoul in here as well. All of you can distinctively tell these. You heard these things shambling, so there's no elements of surprise. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative. We will start combat. But there is, like I said, there is this rope that's hanging down as well.
So I'll lead round 2, yeah?
What's that?
I'll lead round 2.
Right.
Okay.
A great roll of
Initiative.
So it looks like we've got
The zombie got a lower. Yeah, he got a negative initiative.
yeah, they can have some pretty damn bad initiatives, especially with the decks that they have. Yeah, the
Yeah.
zombie dexterities are actually pretty bad. Okay, so the first thing that gets the drop on you guys, I guess you could say, would be this ghoul. And Marcus, seeing that you're the first one in the room, this ghoul moves up, and this ghoul claws at you with its claws. It attacks you. All right, so everybody's got inspiration. I've got 6 GM inspiration for tonight. I like it. Marcus, you are slashed at and hit by the ghoul. Now the ghoul is going to do some slashing damage, which is going to be a total of 7. Your temporary hit points have basically taken care of some of that damage. And now, all of a sudden, you're starting to feel your body tense up. And I'm going to do a con saving throw for you. Oh, Marcus. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so you're successful with a 10 con saving throw. Is exactly what you needed. You start to feel your your corpse. I've already got you dead. You start to feel your body start to tense up, but your inner fortitude, your constitution breaks you of that, and you are not paralyzed. So, very nice. Let's go to Fizzlenaz. You're up.
All right, I'll go ahead and make my way into the room and try to squeeze by Omi and Shen. And looking at the zombie on the corner there, I'll make a strike at it.
Okay, so, okay, Fizz, you've gone. Omi, you're up now.
Omi pulls out a bent spoon out of his pocket and starts waving it around at zombie number 2, zombie number 1, and the ghoul as he casts Bane on them.
Okay. All right, so 1 was successful, 2 were failures.
I'll put the effect on.
If you de-target yourself and then double-click the effects, it'll apply it.
Okay. The ghoul and zombie 1 are affected.
Alright. And this is the charisma saving throw, and whenever the target fails a saving throw, make an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends. The target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled. Very nice. You've got those added, I see. Very nice. Thank you.
And I'll take a step back, and then that's my turn.
Okay. All right, let's go to Markish.
Yeah, that claw swipe from the ghoul brings back a few memories that are not happy.
That good old Derricool fever.
Yeah, so shield out. I have my Warhammer out already, and I will waylay the ghoul with singing beyond that is that green flame blade cantrip.
Ooh, I like it. Oh, man.
Not that it matters, but
Yeah.
with that, then I'll pass.
All right, let's go to the zombie. The zombie's going to move up again, and attack Kalash. It's going to slam you as it's his brains, and even with the -4, it's still a hit with a 19 versus AC. And Kalash, you will take a total of 3 bludgeoning damage as this thing tries to scrape the scalp off of your head, and it is crying out for brains. Shen, you're up.
Shem will cast a Sacred Flame on the zombie that just moved up towards Kalash, zombie
Okay.
number 1.
I will look forward to that saving throw. Oh, it fails. Roll damage. Omi, that's how you use it right there, bud. Even though your Sacred Flame worked last time. It takes a total of 6 damage. The zombie does. Radiant damage.
And pass. My turn.
Golden trinkets. Golden trinkets.
She is so excited to open up a room full of zombies. I'm gonna move up a stump,
Okay.
and she targets the ghoul and pulls out the crystal, and she's rubbing a crystal and chants to the crystal, and she's going to cast Hex on the ghoul.
Okay.
I think that works, yeah. Another thing, and I haven't had a chance to set up all these things, but another thing that she can do with the Hex is make them take disadvantage in one ability.
Do you want me to drop that on for?
Yeah, make it will. Or, I'm sorry, wisdom, I guess.
That was on goal, wasn't it?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
on
say,
the goal.
There you
you're
go.
in 3.5A. All right, so it is hexed. Very nice. Good job. On to the zombies. Zombie moves up and slashes out at Nas with his slam attack. Ooh, man, poor Nas. That's a crit hit.
It figures.
So
It
Nas
figures what it hit with or me getting the critical hit.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, your temporary hit points absorbed it, so you took 8 damage. 7 of it was absorbed. So let's go to Casset. Let's.
I'm gonna actually do a reaction to his attack and cast Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, sounds good. All right, the dex save was a success. All right, so half damage. It's taken half. It's wounded. The zombie is wounded. Now we'll go to Casset. She will move up. She will also assist you, Nas, and cast Sacred Flame down here. And the zombie failed, so it will take some radiant damage, which is 6. So the zombie is heavily wounded as the radiant hammer comes from the sky, comes from through the gate, smashes down into the zombie. And next is the zombie that's directly below you, Nas. It will also slam into you with his fist, hitting you. Wow. Nas is taking a beating. Well, so Nas is heavily wounded as you take 6 more bludgeoning damage. Zombie moves up. Zombie number 2 and attacks Markish as it slams out. Reaches out and tries to slam you, and it misses. Kalash, you're up now. Welcome to the fight.
Way.
Hey.
Yes. I'll cast Hex on the zombie next to me, zombie number 1, as my bonus action, and then I will attack him with a booming blade with my warhammer.
Okay. Very nice. That is a hit with your Warhammer. Nice damage. 13 total.
And then he'll take another D8 if he moves.
Okay. Just remind me of that.
Yeah, I'll do.
Alright, the ghoul. Top of round 2 will bite at you now. In fact, I think the ghoul's going to move up. And the ghoul has sensed Casset casting a radiant type of magic. So this thing
I'll
is
do
going to
protection.
Okay, so I'll do this with a disadvantage. And he tries to bite Casset. So it's a miss with the negative modifier rolled in there also. Very nice. Off to Fizzle. Well, sorry about that, Nas.
All right, I'll go ahead and pull out my sickle and actually going to take the attack on the ghoul so I can get my sneak attack.
Okay. Ooh, the attack with your sickle is a miss, unfortunately. Anything else for you, Nas?
Yeah, I'm going to actually go ahead and move back, even though I'm going to get the attacks of opportunity on me.
Oh man, you're going to take 3 of them. You know that, right?
Yeah, but if I stay, I'm going to get even worse.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to try my luck.
All right. Good luck, man. Get you a couple of zombie attacks. First one, let's see. One right below you. Let's see how the slam works. You should be okay, though. It's actually a hit as I open my mouth. So oh wow, you actually go down from the first attack of opportunity there, Nas. As you hear the Dark Elf scream, "Ah!" as he goes down. Oh, mercy. Lord have mercy. So now, wow, the ghoul and the zombies all are focused on you now because they sense the flesh on the ground. Oh, boy. All right, so let's see. Fizzle Nas, it's off to Omi now. Oh, boy. Did you hear a scream coming from inside the room?
If I move right here, can I reach around the corner and touch some part of Fiddlenose?
I will allow that. Yes, of course.
I'm going to do that and cast Cure Wounds on him.
Okay. First level, second level,
First level.
fourth level spell slot. I know you got plenty of them.
Come on, Fiddlenose. Get back in the fight.
Phil
as I-
Telnaz? I think it's Phil
as I-
Telnaz, isn't it?
Fiddle Nas.
I grab your big toe.
As he presses his cold spoon up against your quivering toe. Sorry.
Feel the healing power of the spoon.
Feeling better, but creeped out.
Yeah, definitely. You get back a total of 7 hit points. You're going to be prone, so I'll put the prone condition on you. At least you don't have to do death saving throws, which is a good thing.
And then I, as a bonus action, I yell out to Marcus, "Marcus, hang in there. I know we can take these. You're the toughest half-orc I know."
He's the only half-orc.
I'm the only half-orc who knows. It's the only reason I know it.
Yeah, and I give Marcus Bardic inspiration.
Very nice. Anything else for you, Omi? Marcus, you're up now.
That'll
You
do
got
it.
some bardic inspiration. Very nice.
Yeah, so I think just continue the attacks on the ghoul that's rounded on me a little bit here.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. Because that thing paralyzes, so. Markish, man, you want to use an inspiration to reroll that? Or
No, I think I'll just die.
All right, anything else for you? Zombie, you're up. Brains as it lashes out at Kelash. Tries to slam you, and it misses. Very nice. Shen of the Finn, what say you, Shen?
Shen, having seen Nas go down, will pull out the holy symbol and turn undead.
Ooh, very nice. You can
Let's see,
actually target all 4 of these undead because they're all within sight and they can hear you and all that other stuff. So target all 5 of them things. Brains.
Target.
Yep, just control. Hold down control and just click on each one. All the red squares.
I think that's all of them.
You need
Nope,
one more.
you're missing one.
Yep, you need to get zombie, just zombie 1. The one up very top. There you go. Now go ahead and do your check for me, your saving throw.
I gotta do it on each one of them.
It should have.
No, if you double click on the turn undead cast, it should do it on all of them.
There you go. All right, so actually a couple of them were successful, a couple were fails. So it looks like zombie 1 will fail. So he's gonna. I'm gonna put. What am I gonna put on? What condition am I supposed to get? Frightened, I think.
I got an effect turn that I can put on him.
Okay, yeah, please
Yeah,
do
well-
that. That would be great. I don't
All
think
the
there's any
targets that are
actual
listed
condition. Yeah.
So
go ahead and
zombie
put-
1.
Yep, put turned on zombie 1.
If you just double click on the turn, it'll put it on the 3 that failed.
There you go.
Ta-da!
There you go. All right. So, Shen, these things are turned. Some of them are turned. So what say you?
Okay, so having turned them, that's my action for this turn, and I will pass the turn then.
Okay. Golden trinkets.
Alright. Ever since making the hex, she had planned for her next attack on the ghoul. So she lines up a Eldritch Blast. I think you only click it once, huh?
Yep.
I guess misses.
It sure does, yeah. All right, zombie number 3. It basically tries to get away from you. It is turned, and it is up against the wall, kind of clawing at the cement, trying to get out. So I will take a dodge action. Next, Casset. Casset will cast a Cure Wounds spell on, let's see, I believe, we'll go ahead and cast it on Nas. So let's see, Cure Wounds on Nas. Alright, you get back 4 more. That's it for her. She actually is going to stay there. Alright. Let's see, zombie number 4. I do not believe he was one of the ones that was affected.
Nope.
Which was successful. So this zombie will continue to attack and slam out at Nas. And hits with a 15. Nas, you're going to take 3 bludgeoning damage as the next zombie that was not affected continues to slash out at Markish. hitting Markish with a 20 as it cries for brains, doing 5 bludgeoning damage. Next to Kalash.
Okay. At this stage, I'm going to put away my shield and pull out my axe of the imputer, so I can multi-attack, one with my warhammer, one with the axe, into the zombie right in front of me. The first attack will be with a booming blade, just in case.
Nice crit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was actually really nice.
Well, seeing that I've just killed him, I'll start off by taking my Dark One Blessing. Get 5 temporary hit points. And I'm going to change my tactics. I'm going to move 10, 15 to 20 to there. And I will put my hex on the ghoul
Okay.
with my bonus action instead of a second attack.
Very nice.
And that's me.
Alright. Next, let's go to the ghoul. This ghoul was not turned either. Yes, the ghoul is actually turned. So the ghoul will... Let me get rid of a couple of these turns. Ghoul turns away and runs. And it basically runs between you. And anybody can attack this thing if they want to. It's leaving quite a few regions.
So, question, just to clarify, does when a zombie or when this thing is turned, is there any indication
Yeah, this thing
other
is,
than him turning?
it's hissing and it's trying to get away from Shen as quickly as possible. And you could hear Shen also, chanting from his deity and whatnot. So let's see if I need to look at Turn Undead really quick to see if you... I think if you hit it...
As soon as it's hit, it stops being turned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
as soon as somebody hits him, it takes damage for 1 minute.
Okay, yeah, so there you go. Fizz, Nas actually hit it. So you can go ahead and roll damage to the ghoul. Alright, and just as it was starting to run, you hit it.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say that if there was no indication that this thing is even turned, I don't know why I would stop attacking it.
Yeah.
I don't know what turn looks like, unless there's some physical thing that appears with this. If he turns and runs.
Well, I will give you this. You did remember last session, Shen did turn something else. So,
Which I didn't move and attack either.
Yeah, well, Shen had turned something else previously, so you're actually familiar with this.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you see these things turn around and just start running, I would probably assume you would know that it would be turned. And plus, I'm sure as Shen is, calling out to his deity to turn these and vanquish these undead foes, I would give you guys the benefit of the doubt and say you would probably notice it, number one, and number two, you would know not to attack it.
Excellent.
Even though I know I didn't hear Shen, we had talked about this quite a bit last session, so
Yeah,
I'll kind of let you renege on that if you want to, Nas, on that attack. But if you still want to unleash the attack and hit and do the damage, that's fine with me.
Oh, I'm still taking a hit on it.
Okay.
It gives me a perfect opportunity to try to take a strike.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. Well, yeah, just as it turns around and you hit it, it turns back around towards you and claws at you with its attack. So it did take the damage, but then it turns around and claws you and hits you. So you're going to take some damage from the claws, which will be a total of 7 slashing damage. And now I'm going to give you a saving throw. And you failed your saving throw, so now all of a sudden, all of your muscles tightened up, and you are basically frozen, and you're trying to scream, you're trying to say something, and you just can't move. You are paralyzed for 1 minute. So, that is the clause, and let's see. You may, seeing that it's your turn again, you can do another Constitution saving throw if you'd like to.
Oh yeah, definitely try to make that.
Okay, so let me give you the. Do you want to roll it, or do you want me to roll it for you automatically?
I can go ahead and roll it.
Okay, go for it. It'll be a DC 10 con. All right, so you failed your saving throw, so you're still going to be paralyzed. We will go to Omi. Omi, what say you?
Omi's gonna look at the ghoul and say, you know how long it took your mother to take a crap? 9 months. I cast a vicious mockery on him.
God, I love it. All right, it's a failed saving throw.
So the ghoul will get disadvantage on its next attack yet, and I'll drop that token on him.
9 months. All right, thank you very much. Marcus, you're up.
Seeing the Warhammer attack's not working, I'm going to pull out my Morningstar instead. See if I can't bash instead of...
Your attack isn't working. What do you mean?
I can't hit worth shit.
Ah, I see. I was getting scared there for a second. I'm like, something...
The Warhammer is too heavy.
All right, it's a hit with your Morningstar. Changing weapons helped you out.
And that'll be with a green flame blade.
Okay. Oh, very nice. Max damage of 10. The ghoul is heavily wounded.
And I think one of these ones died, if I'm not mistaken, right? Is one of them down or no?
Yeah, the one above you.
The one up top,
Okay.
yes, he is down.
So then I'll just drop that on. It has to be within 5 feet of that ghoul, so I'll drop it on the one that is still attacking Fizz.
Okay, sounds good.
And that'll be it for me.
All right. Let's go to the oops. Sorry about that. We double hit. That was my fault. All right. The zombie, the one up top here, did die. I'm going to check something out really quick here. All right. So this thing does appear to be dead. It is incapacitated. All right, so Shen, you're up.
I would like to move to just north of Marrakesh,
Sounds good.
and I will cast Sacred Flame on the ghoul.
Okay. Yeah, you're standing right on top of that corpse as well. So, very nice. The ghoul has a successful saving throw. So,
No damage.
nope, no damage at all. Golden
And
trinkets.
pass my turn.
What say you, golden trinkets?
Alright, well, after a discouraging cast earlier, she's going to rub the crystal a lot more and attack again.
Okay.
Oh,
13.
It's a particularly wise ghoul.
Yeah, the ghoul has a successful saving throw. Wow.
I hit the wrong thing, I'm sorry.
What did you want to do?
I want to do Eldritch Blast. Let me try that one more time.
All right, Eldritch Blast is a miss. Actually, a horrible miss.
I am going to move up a little closer because I'm kind of missing the action.
Okay. All right, Zombie 3 is still turned. We'll go to the Acolyte Casset. Casset will go ahead and cast Sacred Flame at this ghoul. The ghoul fails, and the ghoul will take some radiant damage as the ghoul goes down. Wow. And Casset is jumping in spot. I just killed the ghoul. I just killed the ghoul.
High fives.
So the ghoul
Well
is
done.
dead. As she slaps you a high five. and she says, Doomguide Glandon will be proud to know that I vanquished the undead, bailing all of you out of trouble. So, zombie number 4 slams at, actually moves up, wants brains, and slams at Acolyte Cassett. And I'm going to go ahead
It'll
and
be
use-
at disadvantage. I'll use protection.
All right, I will cancel that out. Do you have anything on here? So it will just be a normal roll. I have 5 left for the night.
Yeah, I can put the effect on it.
That's no problem. I'll just do normal roll. All right, and he actually hits Acolyte. Cassett absorbs it. No problem at all. Next zombie turns towards Kalash. Slams at Kalash because Kalash hasn't been here for a little while. So he misses Kalash. Kalash,
damn
it
it.
is now your turn.
Okay, I'll move my hex to that zombie that's just attacked me,
Sure.
and then I am going to do a Warhammer hit with it on a booming blade.
Okay. Give me your brains as you hit.
I'm going to use a spell slot, and I'm going to do a Divine Smite
Very nice.
with this damage.
Okay. Very nice. The zombie is heavily damaged as pieces of flesh fly off of him from your divine smite. Now a very strong rotting odor starts to fill the small chamber.
That's me done.
All right. As the wind coming in from the top gate kind of whirls it around the wound, and everybody's getting a little gaggy. Nas, give me another DC Con-10 saving throw, man. You're paralyzed for 9 more rounds. All right, so you've actually broken free of this paralyzing bond. You're able to continue next round. So, Omi, what say you?
I turn to zombie number 4 and say, ugh, your mother must have been so ugly she'd scare the shit out of the toilet. And I cast...
Nice.
It tilts its head and looks at you and says,
It's
as it fails its saving throw. All right.
yeah, and it'll have disadvantage on its next attack then.
Very nice. Just slam that on there for zombie number 4, and we'll move on to Markish. Markish, what say you?
Well, they keep coming right to me, so I'm gonna keep swinging.
Well, 12. That's a hit. Nice hit.
And green flame blade on the one to my left there.
Okay.
With that, I will turn it.
Shen. You guys are
I will
very
take
quickly.
a swing with my Warhammer at zombie number 2.
All right. Sounds good. Nice hit. Nice damage, too. Wow, this thing goes down. Shen of the Fin! Taking out that zombie.
And I will pass my turn.
Okay. Golden trinkets.
Alright, I'm going to move my hex to this zombie that seems to be surrounded by everyone.
Sure.
Out of character, we'll call this zombie 4.
Oh, okay. He's the one that tilted his head and looked at Omi and just went,
I can do that with a free action, I believe. And
Bonus action.
bonus action, okay. And then I will cast Eldritch Blast on him.
Nice hit.
Oh, I actually hit something!
She hit. Congratulations. I christen thee the Flying Hua. Very nice. Zombie number 4 goes down.
Okay. I think he gets an extra 6 damage, but I guess I don't
Yeah,
need it.
no. Yeah, you need to drop the token that you're using on yourself when you do damage for that type of hex.
Yeah, it works like
Oh,
a
really?
sneak attack, yeah.
Yeah, what Dave can do is he can copy the hex out of my sheet onto yours, and then you can have the one that I use where you can drop it on them and it does disadvantage on certain stats.
I will definitely do that.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, I've added that on my list of things to do for the game. Add Zovia Hex. Alright, this zombie is still turned. We are to
You
cast
don't have to do that. I can build it. I know how to do that.
Okay, sure. If you want to do it, that's fine. Cassit, with this zombie down, she will move back. She surveys the battlefield and notice that everybody is feeling pretty good, except for she notices that Fizzlenaz is still bleeding pretty heavily. So she gives you another Cure Wounds spell. Wow. Look at that clutch. Max. She moves back. Alright, so the zombie. Let's do a roll real quick. Alright, so this zombie here, zombie number 4, pops back up and puts his arms out, yells brain, walks up to Omi, and
I'll do an attack of opportunity.
okay, tries to slash out at him, but let's see if Kalash, yes, he hits and saves the day. As, yes, just as he comes up to you,
I'll slam him in the back with a warhammer.
yeah, just as he comes back and goes to hit you, all of a sudden the warhammer just smashes half of its head and it falls down on the ground once again. So next, alright, the next zombie, let's see. This zombie also pops back up and attacks Kalash.
Of course he does.
These they have a undead fortitude. So,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, everybody familiar with that. So it misses you with a 16 versus AC. Kalash, you're back. You're back up.
Well, in that case, I'm going to have to make sure he goes down again.
Hey,
These-
zombie 4 is dead.
I'm going to use my warhammer on zombie number 2.
Okay, sounds good. And you smash him again. He goes down again.
And I'm going to use my offhand with my axiom filter to attack zombie number 3.
Okay, to give him... Okay, alright, sounds good. And you hit zombie number 3.
Start trying to take that one down as well, seeing he's the only one kind of still up.
Yeah, you've got its attention as it kind of shakes its head. Huh? Turns around and looks at you. Looks like it's going to engage you. So we're
That's
to
fine.
new round. Nas, you're up.
I'm going to go ahead and stand up and then go ahead and decapitate this zombie to hopefully make it stay down.
Oh, I like that. So, okay, so give me a roll of just an attack versus a still.
You want to do advantage
Armor plus
since he's
10.
laying
Yeah,
down?
absolutely. Give me, just hit the ADV button on there too.
All right.
Lob his head off. That won't make him not come back.
Yeah, because it looks like he's just starting to maybe shuffle and maybe stand up again. But you attack with advantage and you just lob his head off. Ugh. Very nice. It is now incapacitated. Zombie 4 is taken out of the equation. Alright, if you would like to take any other movement, Nas, you may. And we'll go to Omi next.
I'll actually stay where I'm at.
Omi looks at the one in the corner and says, "You in the corner over there, you're so stupid you'd starve a mind flare."
Huh? You hit with a 50. Well, actually, it's a
Oh,
successful wisdom saving
This-
throw.
And this one didn't take on this one.
He's
Stick
too
with
stupid
guys,
for it.
Poop jokes.
Spoons. Marcus,
That's
you're up.
far too intellectual for a zombie.
Marcus, you're up. Omi, take any movement, and I'll approve it. All right. Marcus, you're moving. Gotcha.
I'll run up and help Cal take
Okay.
this last one out.
There's also a door on the southern wall of this room too.
Good to know.
Nice hit.
So after the hit, I'll stand back with my shield, just ensuring that we try and take him down as quickly as possible.
Very nice hit. Shen?
Shin will cast a Sacred Flame on the turned, what used to be the turned zombie.
Okay. It fails. You may roll damage. That's how you do it, Omi. Right there.
Flames come down from the skies
And it goes down.
Good job,
and
guys.
melts him.
Good job. You guys are out of combat. So, what do you guys think this chamber is? With all of these shackles that are bolted to the wall and this sunroof.
Must be the daytime exercise room.
It is. It's Jane Fonda's. This is where she has all of her sweatshop children making all of her clothes with Kathy Lee Gifford. Never mind. That was pretty stupid. I'm sorry. I'll give myself a jingle. All right. So what do you guys think? Whoever guesses it, I will give you an inspiration. What do you think this
I've
is?
got an idea.
It looks like a
I'll let someone else
vampire.
guess first.
With the stakes and the shackles, it's obviously some sort of vampire vanquishing.
Yeah. Nas, I'll give you. I heard Nas first on that, so I'll give Nas the inspiration. You can add it. Very nice job. But yes, it is a room that was probably where they vanquished vampires. They would, shackle them up to the walls, and as the sun came up, the light would shine down into this chamber and basically fry them. But of course, a couple of shambling zombies made their way in here and kind of blended into the surroundings, so I could tell you guys what the room was about before just attacking you all of a sudden with all these brain-eating zombies. So,
I'm going to go ahead and go through each of the zombies and ghouls and lob off all their heads just to make sure.
Very nice. I like that. And like I said, in the middle of this room, there is a rope hanging, and you can look up and see that there is a grappling hook that is connected to the grate where the sun shines through. And then there's some more rope that kind of lays in a heap on the floor.
So there's
And
obviously someone come down here. So, and that door was ajar, so I reckon they come down and through the door we've just come through. And they've gone off north. So I reckon it might be worth searching to see who that is before we open this door.
I'm going to go ahead and do a perception and listen at the door, see if I hear anything on the other side.
Sure. Most certainly.
I like to search the zombie and ghoul bodies.
All right. Nas, you got your ear up to the door. You can hear voices. You can hear a couple of voices saying, I think I hear fighting on the other side of the door. And then you hear, quick, give me another drink real quick. Don't bogart all of the drink. Give me some.
Hey guys, I think the ones that came down the rope might be in this next room.
Let's go and see what they are doing then.
Is there an easy way to open it? I mean, is there like just a knob?
Yeah, it's just a doorknob, yeah. There's a keyhole, but, I mean, you can
I say we take them by
tell that it's
surprise
a-
and bust it down.
Yeah, well, see, there's also a crowbar that's on the ground by the rope, and it looks like this door has been basically jimmied open with that bar, because you could see at the base of the door there's like a bunch of wooden shavings and stuff like that, and the basically the seal of the door has been pried and bent as well. Wow.
Yeah, so I'd say blast it open. I've got the shield out, so I can. Maybe they are. If they're smarter ghouls, maybe they're talking. I don't know. We can knock it down to take whoever's in there by surprise.
Okay, sounds good. So you guys open up the door quickly, and it is about a 10-foot walkway, and we'll take our break for the night. And when you open up this room, you can see that there's a wall at the other side of the room, which is a very narrow, looks like a very narrow room, only about 10 or 15 feet across. And you see several individuals run from this side. Hold on one second before you guys start barreling in. You see people running across the entryway, and you see a tiefling, you see an elf, and you see another half-orc. And they run from your left, while your tokens are facing down, from your right to the left. And as you guys enter the room, you guys start to, barrel into the room like you said you were doing. Then that's when you see these individuals. One is holding what appears to be like a water skin or a wine skin. You can see that these individuals have stuff sticking out of their pockets, like necklaces. A couple of them have brooches that are kind of attached to their leather armor. And you've never seen these individuals before. Half-orc, elf, and tiefling, like I said. And this room has a ton of niches that are all along the walls. I mean, these walls just have all kinds of niches. And then on the floor, there's all kinds of broken pottery. There's all kinds of small smashed wooden trinket boxes, because it looks like these three individuals that are now kind of crouched on the other side of the room. And this half-orc that you see definitely appears to be intoxicated, because he's hiccuping, and he's kind of got his arm up on the wall. He's kind of leaned over. Looks like he's going to be vomiting. So I will go ahead and add these individuals to the map to where you see them, and relativeness to where you guys are at. Alright, so these individuals are here. As you guys start to come into the room, barrel in. You guys can move your tokens if you want to, or I can move them for you. Up to you. Very long room, and like I said, they're all huddled in the corner. And this half-orc that's on the southern wall, he appears to be in pretty bad shape, as looks like he's kind of hurling and throwing up as you walk into the room. You can hear him. Ugh! Ugh! And the elf.
Do they appear to be hostile?
No, the elf actually says, "Oh, thank goodness you're here. Thankfully, someone's here to help us get out of here. We were overwhelmed by a bunch of undead in the other room. Good to see some other individuals down here." As you see him do some weird kind of gestures and whatnot. Well, it looks like he's kind of got something in his eye and whatnot.
I'm going to yell towards Cassett, not moving forward any further, but yell towards Cassett that I think we found some looters.
Looters? I take offense to that. We're not looters. So, who here has thieves' cant? Anybody here?
I do.
All right. So you notice that he's part of he's trying to signal to anyone to figure out if they're part of the Welcomers Guild. You know that the Welcomers Guild is the local thieves guild in town. So he's kind of putting it out there, putting the feelers out there to see who's part of the Welcomers Guild. You know, the Thieves Guild of Flan.
I recognize what's being motioned out, but I don't respond.
Okay. So this is I take offense to that. Not to no mere grave robbers. What are you doing down here then? It seems like all of you're not the acolyte type. And then you can.
We were sent by the Doom Guide to clear it of foul things.
Yeah, and Casset comes into the room. She says, I heard that, and yes, I am an acolyte of Kellamvor, and we have been sent here by Doom Guide Yovir Glandon to vanquish all of the undead, like my half-orc here friend has just said. So what are you doing down here? As we saw your grappling hook and your rope in the other room, what are you doing here? You must be robbing graves. Look at all of the smashed boxes. Are you trying to curse the entire town of Flan? No wonder why all of these undead are running unchecked and rampart throughout the town. It's all because of you, probably. And that's what Casset says, so the drunk half-orc, he's kind of, now down on a knee, and he's in pretty bad shape. And the tiefling says, well, I think there's been some type of misunderstanding here. And we do want to get out of here. We've actually been trapped down here for several days because of these undead. And I'm sure that we can maybe come to some kind of terms. And I and all of my companions here, we will give back everything that we have taken if you let us leave. And we will just go our separate ways. And he starts to, walk up about 10 feet. And he starts to pull things out of his pocket and a small sack. And he starts setting everything down on the ground. And he says, my other friends, and he turns to the elf and the half-orc, and he says, all right, guys, let's give things back and let's get out of here. So the elf and the elf goes over and helps the half-orc, get all of the stuff that the half-orc has. So it looks like they're trying to make a gesture, maybe cut a deal to try to get out of here. And the tiefling seems like he's trying to speak for everyone. And the tiefling says, if you just let us go, we'll give back everything. And you can see that they just keep pulling more stuff out of their pockets. And the tiefling kind of slugs the half-orc, because the half-orc was done putting everything down on the ground, and he slugs the orc again, and then he reaches into his pocket and pulls out something else and puts it down on the ground in front of him. And they actually looks like they're cut up, they're scraped up. Looks like they've been fighting those zombies as well. They've got like claw marks on them and stuff. But
I would recommend that we defer to Casset.
Yeah, Casset says that you need to fix all of these boxes, and you need to get new cremation jugs, and you need to put all of the trinkets back in their respective slots. And this tiefling says, look here, we're willing to give this stuff back. We just want to get out of here. Look, we were sent here.
I would say shut your mouth. You're caught red-handed looting Kellamvor's crypt. Listen to what the cleric has to say, and giving back what you were caught stealing. Perhaps maybe an extra hand shouldn't be involved. I don't know the ways of Kellamvor. You're in no way able to negotiate here, so listen to what she has to say.
I did, and that's why we're giving things back, my friend. We just want to get out of here. We planned rather poorly. We were sent down here to pilfer the place, obviously. We were sent here because we have dark vision. We wanted to get in here, we wanted to get out, but unfortunately there was a bunch of undead. We came ill prepared. We had nothing to drink except from what whiskey my friend here has already drank. We've been cooped up down here for 2 days with those zombies trying to get in here, and now you're here. And thankfully, because granted, yes, we were not supposed to be down here. We realize that. But the Welcomers Guild is a pretty powerful organization, and I don't want to see anything happen. If we don't get out of here, I don't want to see anything happen to you. Because you really did save our lives.
You really don't want to be threatening us, mate. Really bad idea.
Look, my friend, I'm not trying to threaten you at all. I'm telling you.
You just threatened us.
No, I'm just telling you the obviously painfully truth here. If we don't come back, the Welcomers are going to come looking for us. And you don't want the Welcomers. I'm trying to warn you guys. I'm not trying to threaten you guys. But there are eyes and ears all around. If you're from Flan, you know that the Welcomers have eyes and ears everywhere. And they probably know that you're down here too, because we always watch the Catacombs. But if you let us go, then I'm sure everything will be forgotten about. And then it's upon us to take our hinds back into town and explain how we failed. So really, if you think about it, it's not falling on you, it's falling on us three, because we're the one that failed with our mission. We don't want to fight you. We're obviously outnumbered here. We don't want to fight.
Yeah, I'll look back to the group and kind of expect to hear some ideas from them.
I think you should go ahead and
we'll let you
return
talk.
tickets that you have.
Help my friend out here, and the elf and the tiefling, they kind of console the half-orc as he's still really sick from drinking all of that whiskey. So he says, please, friends, discuss amongst yourselves.
I'd say we search them all to make sure they've left everything, and then just let them go.
I can agree with that, but I still think they should abide by cast and also return the trinkets that they have taken back to their respective places. I mean, if we want to, we can also lock them right back in here, and they can just stay.
Cast it and ask, what would it cost to replace the damages here?
What about sexual favors?
Yeah. I'm going to kind of just chuckle at that and look at her.
Well, Cassette, I can help fix the urns. I pick a broken one that has like a hair in it, and then I wave my hand over it and mend the broken urn.
The drunk half-orc heard you, and he says, I can help you with that, lassie. As his friends are like, shut up, dude. Sorry, that's the whiskey talking. That is the whiskey talking.
What? I didn't have any whiskey.
No, the half-orc that's drunk
I
down
know,
there.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't a particularly large town. Does Cassett know these people? I mean, they're
Cassett
familiar
knows
to her?
of the welcomers, yeah. It's common knowledge. Yeah, common knowledge, yeah.
No, these three individuals.
They don't know her per se, but they've seen her. She's seen them around town. And in fact, you guys have seen these guys around too, whether it be in a tavern or whatnot. But you've never had any kind of run-ins with them, no type of trouble. Flane is pretty small, So, yeah, you've seen them run around before. You didn't know they were in the welcomers or anything, but, yeah, you've seen them.
So what do you say? I'll ask the group.
Let's search them to make sure they've actually left everything and they're not stashing stuff. And then,
And if they
just
don't
let 'em-
submit to a search?
well, then
Then we lock them in here.
Markesh can do his thing.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Cassett, what would Kellenborg normally do with grave robbers? I'm assuming the Lord of the Dead does not take kindly to those being disturbed.
He doesn't.
And what would your boss do?
But then again, the welcomers are a pretty powerful organization, and I really couldn't honestly tell you. I mean, if you want to lock him in here, I'm fine with it, and we can find out what the Doom Guide wants to do, but I am willing to turn an eye to this if they agree to getting all of this mess cleaned up, because, like I said, Doom Guide never comes down here. Glandon never comes down here. This is my first time here. We're forbidden to come down here. And even the Doom Guide has said he's never come down here. So what he does not know, and this conversation is between all of us, my friends, what the Doom Guide doesn't know won't hurt. But I am willing to look past this just because I know that the Welcomers Guild can be quite a problem. And it has been in the past for Flan. But it's up to you. I'll back whatever you want to do. If you guys want to seek retribution on these thieves, I will do that as well.
I recommend search and let them go. If they don't submit to the search, then we make them submit.
I'm down for it.
Sounds good for me.
Okay.
Can I search the orc?
Sure. If you want to be the one that searches the org, yeah, absolutely. He'll let you.
Golden Trinkets, I think he's got a smuggled weapon in his trousers there. You might want to just check for that.
He's get-
Two-handed club.
Yeah. So, first of all, are they fine when do they put up any resistance, submitting themselves to a full search?
Give me a persuasion check.
And it looks like the orc's got a just a letter open.
And what are you guys telling them as you're, kind of talking to them about?
I think that's going to have to be
Agreeing
it.
with this.
Kind of after we talk with each other, it's well, we've decided it's better to let you go. However, you will not be allowed to leave with the effects of the dead. You must submit yourselves to a search before exiting this room alive.
Yeah, big guy, you ready for a search?
As long as there's no gloves and lube involved, you can search all you want.
No promises. She's got a couple of spoons on her. You can see.
I warn you, you don't come back down here again.
All right. This is, well, I can't guarantee you that.
If you're caught down here again, you will not get a second opportunity to get out of here.
Then, if our paths meet again, then it will come to that. But as of right now, we will.
So what you're stating is, we let you go, you'll come back a little bit at a later date when we're gone.
You know how organizations
saying. You
work.
can't guarantee you're
They're
going to come
not the
down.
leaders.
My friend, I'm
If they're
speaking
told to
on
come down
behalf-
here, they won't be sent down here.
Yeah, if
What choice do they have?
Exactly. Listen to your half-orc friend here. I'm speaking on behalf of the welcomers. Seeing that my friends and I failed, we probably won't be given the mission. We'll probably be shoveling shit in the sewers for a while, for all we know. But I can't guarantee the welcomers aren't going to send more people down here, more agents. I can't.
Fiddle Nods goes ahead and heads up to the elf and starts searching her.
Okay. All right. She submits to it. She spreads them on the wall. You search her. You find nothing on her but her weapons and whatnot. And she has on her, let's see, she has a longbow. She has a short sword. She also has studded leather armor. On the tiefling has leather armor, has a couple of scimitars, has a light crossbow and a quiver of 20 bolts, and also has a healing potion. There is on the half orc a two-handed club as you're frisking in there. Also has a couple of short swords tucked into his scabbards, and also has a hand crossbow, and has a healing potion.
Well, we don't know that them potions weren't part of what was down here, so you're going to have to leave them too.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
as well. Yeah, take the potion.
We can say that the weapons and the armor that you have brought down with yourselves, but anything else we can't. It's hard to tell whether it is down here already or that you brought it with you, so we're going to have to go with unfortunately, the side that it was already down here is stuff that you had taken.
He sighs and he reluctantly agrees. He says, "These were ours, but we're really in no position to tell you now." So they leave the potions on the ground, and you find that they have nothing else on them. And he says, "Are we free to go?"
I agree. Yes, you can be free to go.
Well, my friends, you've made a wise choice. Not on, I'm not, and like I said, I'm not threatening you. It's the Welcomers Guild. I will not tell them.
To be honest,
down here.
the Welcomers Guild won't even know that anybody had done it. You come down here, and as far as they were concerned, you've been killed by undead.
I mean, that's up to
So
you.
you think yourself very lucky.
I do, yes. We're getting to walk out of here alive, yeah. That's lucky enough, but it's also going to be torturous as we return. But we're willing to take that torturous work we're going to have to do when we get back for failing in this endeavor. And who's to say you're not going to just come right in here and steal everything? I know that the acolyte back there, I know that she's part of the Kellamvor temple. Who's to say that you guys aren't going to maybe kill her off and take everything and plunder everything?
Because they're paying to clear this out.
Okay, that's what you say, yeah. And I'll take your word for it. I will take. I'm in no. My friends and I,
Doesn't matter, mate.
Exactly. My words. I'm already digging myself a hole here, but I appreciate
That you are.
saving me. And if our paths meet again down the line, we'll see what happens. So I thank you for letting us get out of here. And he nods, and the elf. They gather.
I think they should exit out the
orc.
front rather than up through the.
Well, that's
other
going to
room.
be the last thing we need to discuss there, Mr. Half-Orc, because we don't want to be seen coming out of the front door of this place. We want to leave the way that we came in. We want to leave through the iron gates in the vampire slaying room. That's how we want to leave. We want to.
Can
leave
your
the same
drunken
way we came.
half-orc climb the rope?
Probably not. We're probably going to need a little bit of help getting him up there because he, as you can see,
Well, the
he
help
is
we
in
can
no
offer
condition.
is if you follow the staircase up, you can leave by the front door.
Well, I can look to Cassett and say, is there anyone expected to be out front? I mean, it was quite a haul to get here. It doesn't seem as though this is very well attended by your sect.
She doesn't know because, especially with all of the, how Brother Rasserin has vanished, Sister Bethel has vanished. Yeah, the temple's definitely being watched, but she says, I'm for whatever you want to do. If you want to help them get out of the vampire room, via the sunlit grate, we can do that. They'll have the cover of night. Nobody will see them leave, maybe. But if they go out the front door, it's possible somebody could see. I don't know who's out there. She says, I don't know.
Well, what do you say, guys? I'm not in the mood to help a drunk half-orc crawl up a 20-foot of rope. They can certainly tend to that themselves. And if they're not going to wander any further in this, I say, what
Maybe
business
we
is
could
it
just
ours? Let
tie
them,
rope
leave them be.
around them and just hoist them up.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I don't know why we have to help.
Well, my friend, I would like to be able to get out of here. We just don't want to. We want to leave.
I don't see
How
why
about-
you can't leave the way you want to leave. I just don't. I'm talking to the girl. There's no reason why we would help you. We have our own business to attend to.
Okay.
How about
like he says, if you want to leave,
let's leave.
All right.
yeah, like he says, if you want to leave, just leave.
So they.
How you leave is up to you.
Okay. So they said, okay, we'll take care of it ourselves. So as they go out into the vampire chamber, the elf shimmies up the rope, the tiefling shimmies up the rope, and then they drop the rope back down for the half-orc. The half-orc ties it around his waist, and he's just standing there. And then he starts to say, hey, where are you guys? Help lift me up. And he's just standing there. The other two have basically left him there. So, and as you guys are going out, what were you said you wanted to pull someone aside there, Marcus?
No, good.
But you have the time. You can do that, yeah. As
Well-
they're kind of taking the half-orc out into the vampire room. You have the opportunity to do that if you want to.
I wanted to do something as I leave.
What would you
Go
like to
to-
do, Golden Trinkets?
Well, as the half-orc leaves, I kind of whisper to him in Orcish, and tell him to call me.
Chuckle once again.
He just laughs and he says, I'll find you, lassie. as he gives you this like nasty whiskey hug, and it's just, yeah, these guys haven't ate. And then they ask you, can you help us out with a little bit of food on our way back? We're really hungry.
I'm sorry, we can't spare any.
I'll throw them rations. That's fine. Too bad been stuck down here long enough.
I hand them each a Spoon the World tour poster on their way out and say, don't forget to miss the next show.
Here's a brand muffin.
They say, "Oh, you're that
You keep
idiot."
handing everyone tinder for their fires.
I give the orc a ration.
All right. He takes it. He scarfs it up. He's appreciative, and he says he'll look for you.
Does he actually get out of here, or is this kind of an awkward moment where he's still stuck here with us?
Well, he is out there. Yeah, the elf and the tiefling have basically left, and the half orc is there, just standing there in the middle with a rope tied around his waist. And as you guys are kind of looking at him, he says, "Well, I think they've left me." He says, "I'm not." He says, "I'm not scared," and he takes out his weapons and he starts walking towards the entrance. He says, "I'll leave this place," and he just starts to walk right out the entrance.
I have a worried look on my face, and I look at the rest of the group.
No, he
Catching
can get
their
back up the rope, can he? He tied him around himself and is getting hauled back up.
No, they left him.
Now he's walking around with a rope tied around his waist now.
Just let him go.
All right. Yeah, he just moves right out. You can actually hear him crunching up all of the broken stairs and whatnot, and he's singing some type of sounds like a seafaring pirate song as he's leaving. In
I have a
fact,
feeling he's not going to call me.
he said he's going to call you. He said he's going to get with you. This is actually what the pirate song sounds like.
Well, David, this area that they were in is empty, right?
It
like
is
a-
now, yeah.
I
And
like
you
to
can hear the
search
orc
this area
just
where
singing
they were
along
hanging
as well.
out.
Sure. Yeah, there's a bunch of jewels and jewelry and all kinds of stuff lying
Yeah,
all
it's
over
all
the ground.
for the dead, and there's no. I mean, you can try and steal it in front of Cassidy, I guess, but
I kind of look at Cassidy and say, these trinkets here would be helpful if you was to take that priest of the non-denominational church position. No one would have to know.
What are you saying? Are you saying that we steal? Is that what you're saying? I cannot believe that
No.
you're
No,
actually
I'm
saying
saying
that.
We take advantage of the opportunity that we're given, and should these items be discovered as missing, we blame it on the welcoming.
And we
Guild.
reinvest the items because we don't know which tombs they would came from.
Yeah. How
So
can we
rather than
possibly
it just
put 'em
being
back?
waste and lying here for them to come back down on a later date and take it again, why doesn't it get reinvested into faith?
Okay, so I'll let you guys do a group persuasion roll. All right. So to do a group persuasion roll, everybody do persuasion, and seeing that we have 6 people in the group, we need at least half to be successful. So who all's trying to do this first off?
I'll try to.
Yeah,
I'll
I
definitely try to help.
suggested, so
All right. Wow. Yeah, you guys. And she says, "Well, I think, especially when Nas chimes in as well, I think you could be right on that. Maybe that would help. Of course, it would. If I do forego, and because I could tell Doomguy Yovir Glandon, I could tell him, but maybe with my rise path to priesthood, this would help. I think that's a great idea." So she walks over and she picks up all of the treasure and she puts it into a sack. And she says, I think you guys are right.
yes,
and it's the type of leader I wanted in charge of the temple. Someone that's going to be open-minded to the best way of running the temple, to have it available to everybody to worship whoever they follow. And this is the frame of mind I'm looking for. You'll be the perfect candidate.
this is exactly why all you religious folks suck. no matter what happens, you're still all in for yourselves. Nothing different from non-religious. Only you hide behind it.
It's just-
Fiddle-
You've got much to learn, half-orc. Maybe I will enlighten you one day.
Yeah, enlighten yourself as you fill up your pockets, cleric. I know what you're all about.
And
Fiddle
and
Nose
to be
looks
honest,
over at,
I just want to
uh,
spread the good
Cass.
word of Kellamvor. That's all I'm wanting to do. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to see that others are also equally as blessed and worshiping Kellamvor. That's the whole goal here.
The only thing, Cass, is I believe that one of us should hold that in case of Doom Guide Yervin happens to be noticing you coming out. You don't want to be seen having those on you.
And we want them seen on us?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Why would you-
She just turned on her entire faith down here. What gives you the slightest idea she won't turn on us as soon as she reaches the surface?
Because if she does, it means she's got no one, and she's left out.
And the priest will trust a bunch of wandering, adventurers over his own acolyte.
I don't mind her having it.
You have a lot of faith in people.
So all of a sudden, an arrow strikes Casset directly in the back of the neck, and she falls to her knees, and the arrow's coming out the front of her neck, and she's gurgling up blood and whatnot.
Holy shit.
And she drops the bag, and she just kind of say, Kellamvor, and she just kind of
I'm going
slumps
to
over.
remove the arrow and do a lay on hands on her.
Okay. Well, you see, as you go to reach to heal her, the elf and the tiefling come back into the room, and they say, it's probably best that you don't revive her, my friend.
Lay
You
on
can't-
hands.
You can't see that she's trying to set you up. All right, you heal her. She comes back too. You pull the arrow out. The wound starts to cauterize a little bit. And she starts to gasp for air as she comes back into the living world. And she's just really out of it. And she's breathing really hard and whatnot. And the tiefling and the elf say, that was a mistake, my friend. You should have
All right,
left
so-
her dead.
Explain yourself.
I'd like to just run with my warhammer over to her two-handed and just end her.
Okay, all right, sure. All right, you move
And which
over.
one?
Cast it.
I would imagine you're probably right here, Kalash, or here, something like that.
What's happening here?
Yeah, that's what I want to kind of know.
So, all right, you wanted it. You smash it, Kalash. Do you want to try to stop the attack or anything like that, or what?
Unfortunately, she's between the two of us.
Oh, you can charge in. You see him walking up with his weapon pulled out. So,
Malachi, stop. What's this? What's going on? Let's talk this through first.
What's to talk about? We've seen how traitorous she is. You want to hire a useless turncoat for your temple? Where do you put your faith in people? These people that came down here did us a favor by taking her out.
After he mutters what he says, I go ahead and just shoot off an Eldritch Blast at her.
wow. And the tiefling says, My fellow brother, she was corrupt, and that is why we put the arrow through her. This is it's best that you just leave this as it is and just tell the Doom Guide that she died in combat. We've known about her for a while now. She's been stealing from the church.
Oh, I mean, Kel, I know you're a bit shocked, but I put no faith, and I've never hidden that I put no faith in your gods or any's gods. For a person of faith to turn on their entire religion, on their entire way of life within half a day. She's corrupt. What was there to do? There was no way we were getting out of here without her causing us additional grief.
And I was just letting her live so she could carry the sack of loot around. So we didn't have to do it.
I'll give you one more piece of information, my fellow tiefling brother. She was an infiltrated operative of the Zentrum into the church. So.
And you have proof of this?
I don't have proof on me, but I know for a fact. And if you'd like to give him an insight check as well, you may do that. Remember, you can always do insight checks. And you can still hear the half-orc like singing down the hallway and stuff. Yeah, you think he's genuine. And then he says, on this note, I bid all of you farewell. And he kind of...
In that case, thank you.
He leaves. This is he kind of looks over towards you, Markish, and he says, "She's all yours." And then he and the elf back out of the hallway, and then past you, Nas, and then they both shimmy up the rope. The half elf the half orc comes back in. The half orc seems to miraculously be sobered up now. He shimmies up the rope as well. And Cassett lays on the floor dead. And as that was going on, Nas just blasted an Eldritch Bolt into her back as well. Gave her one for the road, basically.
Don't want it no zombified.
Yeah.
I would like to search her to see if she actually has anything resembling Zent. I doubt she probably carries anything on her. Perhaps a tattoo or something of that nature. And
give me
a hidden spot.
Perception check.
I grabbed the wrong one again.
No problem. So, Marcus, as you're looking over the body, she has on her robes on the inside there was like a clasp holding the top of the robe, and it was basically a symbol of the Zentrum.
Okay.
Yeah, he seemed honest when he mentioned that to us.
I'll take that off of her.
Okay. And there's also some correspondence as well that was in the bag with the treasure, basically stating it was basically like notes that she had been taking of actually, and she was actually kind of, because you've seen her, working in her book that she had a Kellenvor, religious piece of material that she was writing in. And actually, this is the paper that was inside of that book. That was not even one of the pages. This is just something that she was kind of sketching out the layout of this the lower catacomb. And she was kind of like putting some details into each of the room, like good entry point. And she pointed back to the vampire slaying chamber. And then she just started kind of sketching this room that you're in now before she got killed. And then you can actually see that she has another sketch of the upper chamber, and where the preparing chamber is, she wrote no entry, no exit. Well, entry, no exit. One way. So she knew. She was lying about that. Good old Cassett.
All right. Anything else worth taking? I don't know. Maybe perhaps we want to take something that identifies that she's perished and make sure Doomguide is aware.
Yeah, you have her
head.
Her book. Her head.
You're a pretty fucked up girl.
It's a very
effective.
identifying part of the body.
Nice. Yeah,
Just saying.
She has in her bag. There's actually some thieves' tools as well. And
I'll snatch that up.
Okay, you can add some thieves' tools. There is a bag of ball bearings. There was also that glob of treasure that the welcomers left, which was about 100 gold worth of stuff, which I'll add to the party sheet here. Just random things that were worth about 100 gold.
And we got 2 potions of healing.
And you also have 2 potions of healings, correct? And I'll add those into the party sheet as well. So, what do you guys think? Things kind of took a turn, huh?
Just a little.
I love it.
I suppose it gives us opportunity to help clear the rest of this level out.
Yeah, so,
Literally.
Yeah, when you're
everything.
Wow, Kalash, what a turn for the. He's like, fuck it, fuck the temple. Let's clear this bitch out now. Let's take all this stuff and put it in my new temple.
Damn right.
So, what say you,
Well,
adventurers?
look at the group and say, well, that's that. What's done is done.
I guess we carry on, guys.
We carry on.
How about we take a short rest for a moment, so that way we can gain anything that we need back.
Sure, you can take actually, if you want to take an 8-hour rest. You guys haven't had one in a couple of sessions, so we'll go ahead and we'll end it here. This is a perfect stopping point. I can't believe it's already 9 o'clock.